Good evening guys, Amy here from ALM Fitness, and this is ALM Advent Day 2 and I'm going to be talking about eating out. So this time of year it's typical that you will be going out, eating, socialising and possibly having more meals out than normal. So be mindful about what you're going to be eating. So a few tips that you can do before going out. You can plan in advance, so take a look at the menu, see what's on the menu of the place that you're going to, have a think about what you're going to eat, and again thinking about your goal. If fat loss is your goal, then maybe not go for such high calorie meals, and just have a plan and a thought in mind in advance what you'd like to eat. You may change your mind once you get there, but hopefully if you've planned in advance, then that will help you as well in the day. So the day of going out, you will be more mindful about the foods that you're consuming that day as well. So you may have a lower calorie breakfast, a lower calorie lunch, and then a higher calorie evening meal, just to keep your calories in check. So ideally, plan in advance if you can, and you already know what you're going to be having once you get there. And typically what we do when we go out, we see it as a bit of a special occasion and we go a little bit crazy. We have a starter, a main and a dessert, and that's absolutely fine if that's what you want to do and if it meets with your calories and your goals. However, you have to ask yourself, do you really need the starter and the dessert, or can you have just one, or could you just be happy and satisfied with one main meal? When we're at home, we don't cook ourselves a starter, a main. Some people will have dessert, but we don't have all three courses every day at home. So again, just have a think about your calorie consumption for the day, and if eating all three meals or like starter, main, dessert is actually what you really want. And then going on to a dessert, if you do really want a dessert and you've got a bit of a sweet tooth, maybe share a dessert. So avoid the starter, have your main and your dessert, and maybe share the dessert with a friend, partner, whoever it is. Again, so you're reducing the amount of calories that you're eating in that one meal. Depending on which restaurants you go to, you will get complimentary bread and foods like that. So again, do you want it? Do you really want the bread? Do you really just want it? Are you just going to eat it just for the sake of eating it because it's there? Or are you going to eat it because it's going to meet your calorie consumption? So again, it might be that you've got the bread, the starter, the main, the dessert, and just think about all those extra calories that you're going to be consuming on top of the alcohol that you're more likely going to be having as well. So yeah, just something to think about there. And then with alcohol, ideally, obviously it's extra calories that you're going to be consuming through drinking. It's easy to drink a lot of calories through drinking, through alcohol. So to avoid that, what you could do on certain social occasions, you could just opt to drive. You could be the designated driver and you could just say, I'm going to drive tonight, guys. You will then have less temptation to eat all the extra foods and extra kind of calories that you're going to consume because you've had a drink. You'll feel much better the following day and you're less likely to scupper your fat loss goals there by being able to stay on track because you've driven, you've been able to make sensible choices because you've not had a drink. Okay, so hopefully that's all making sense for you. So if you do go out, plan in advance, avoid the bread. Think about what you really want. Do you want the starter, the main and the dessert, or do you just want a main and maybe share a dessert and maybe drive if you are going to go out? I'm not saying that you can't ever have a drink and you have to drive all the time, but just be mindful about which social occasions you're going to drive and which social occasions you're going to drink, and then pick and choose which ones and work around that. Okay, hope that helps, and yeah, look forward to tomorrow's tips. All right, bye.